it can be one lucky shot wins you the set, one unlucky shot loses you the set. So talk me through that 5-all game.
The 5-all, I go 15 love up, Chappie error, 30 love me. I don't know what happened there. It's probably just a good point. And then it's 15-30, I make an error.
Mm-hmm.
30 all, my error again.
Mm-hmm.
5-all, 30 all. 40-30 him, he hit a good cut volley.
Yep.
Chase second gallery. I go down the hazard end, I guess, and win this point to bring it back to juice. Advantage him, he hit a tambour ball, and then it was set to him.
Yep.
So he hit a cut volley. Sorry, I hit an overhit cut volley.
Yeah.
And he to close out the set. So he's now got a 2-1 lead.
And the one thing I remember from the end of that set was that you had 30 love, and I think you started to press a little bit. And what that to me meant was that you kind of sped up a little bit. So 30 love up, you rip a serve in, you lose the point, 15-30, you're like, okay, as we all do, forget about it, grab the ball, next ball, let's get this, let's get 40-15. And that kind of happened. So I think when you lost that second point, 30-all, you kind of rushed into that serve, right? And that kind of put in a bit of an average railroad that he hit a pretty good cut volley on. And that's one of those points where, I know we talked about in the past, like, to me, I was like, I remember watching it live and thinking, God, I wish he'd slowed down there. Because if you just taken that breath, right, your serving is like a million times better when you take that breath and then rip that railroad. But that's the difference between, you just can't go to that hazard end. Because essentially that point, right, was the difference. Because just like the other set, right, you go down to that hazard end, it's still deuce after you've won that chase, but now you're at the hazard end. So likelihood of winning goes down. I remember watching and just thinking, God, that 1 point. And so now let's go into the fourth set here. I'm going to fast forward a bit because we got a lot of match left still.
I won 31 points. He won 33 points. So it was extremely tight.
Yeah, and it's hard, those 5-all games, because you win them, you lose them, but if you lose it, you can't let it bother you because it could have gone either way. But if you win it, you got to come out and basically make it count, make it worth something, So let's talk about the fourth set. Fourth set, hold on real quick. You're 2-1 down. You just lost that 5-all game. What's going on in your head?
I feel like I'm still, obviously that's frustrating to lose that set. I remember telling myself, I think it was this set and the beginning of the fifth set, I was like, I've come all the way here, like let's find another gear, really dig deep. Definitely, a lot of times it's easy for people to sort of just like roll over here and maybe not necessarily like play badly, but just start giving Chappie a few opportunities, and then he gets confident and runs away with it. So I was like, right, let's try and stay in this and not give him that, that momentum.
Right.
So I end up going 4-1, and I got Chappie. Chappie was playing pretty sloppy, and I'm just sort of being steady. So I think I'm probably putting like pretty good pressure on him, being fairly aggressive, but nothing too flashy, but just enough where he's making errors. I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. Chappie's game, he is an aggressive player. His swing's pretty big. So when he's, playing well, it can be, tough to stop. But then if his length is a little bit off, or he's just making those errors,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we all hit purple patches, and we all, know what it's like, and you just got to kind of ride that wave sometimes and get through it and survive.
Yeah.
So the fourth set, as I recall, was pretty, I think, like somewhat quick. I felt like you were kind of, it was the same thing where it was just like momentum kind of flipped towards you, and you're flowing, you're playing confident tennis, and he's got no real response for it because every rally's kind of in your wheelhouse, and it's up to you whether you're going to win or lose it. But if it's in your wheelhouse, you're going to win more than you're going to lose, and that was just kind of how the whole set felt. Where it's just like you're going to win it. It was just a question of, are you going to win it 6-2 or are you going to win it 6-4? So I mean, did you kind of feel like you had a lot of control in that set?
Yeah, I felt good. I've got a couple, few different times where I hit great volleys. So I think my eyes in, I'm like really relying on my, sort of. I mean, what timestamp are you at? You're quite far ahead.
I'm at 3 hours now.
Okay.
I wasn't sure. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm quite near the end. I'll back up a little bit here.
I got a 2:10.02. I hit a great volley. I think I hit a good serve. He hit one at my backhand. I slotted it down the line nice and controlled, which is
unusual.
Yeah, exactly for me. So I think I was like, I must have been seeing it like pretty well to not just swing away and slap it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that you are a momentum player. I mean, we all are, if we're honest about it here. Like, I'm a momentum player for sure. The key is finding ways to get that momentum in your, going, really. That's the thing. Like, you hit a club like Hobart, like that, you slot a couple grills, right? That's a tough grill. You just hit inside tambour wall grill, but it builds confidence, right? Then all of a sudden, control a volley down the line on the, you know what I mean? It's like, it just flows, right? You're like, oh, of course. Why wouldn't I hit that shot? And so, that's when you're playing your best. It's tough because you hit winners anyways. You've got the ability to hit winners, but when you're doing stuff like that as well, right? Where's the opening really?
Yeah, and then I got 2:16.32. Another, I put great volley. I'm not sure what. I can't remember what this one is, but
like it.
2:16. Close. So this was right around this. These are either side of me going 4-1 up. So I'm sure.
That was a good. Yeah, that was a good one. And that's what I mean. Is it felt like, yet again, you're serving better because you're confident, right? Like you've just hit 2 great serves in a row, right? And so that's kind of what the 4th set felt like to me, was just a bit of a steamroll. And I also think, you got to, Chappie knows he's 2 sets to 1 up. He's not going to lose the set or lose the match right now. So at a certain point, I think he's trying to gain momentum for the 5th.
Right.
But it's fun. It's amazing. Like when you watch people win sets handily against top players, it's impressive. Like I don't think most people notice it as much, but like the nuanced little things that you're doing well to dominate like the number 3 player in the world is impressive because he's freaking good, right? Like he's number 3 in the world. So to kind of roll a set on someone like that, it's pretty fun to watch because it's just like it's very insane to see when these things are coming together and how good people can be at this game.
Yeah, I ended up, I was 4-2 up, 30-15, and played some good, smart shots, executed well to go 5-2 up.
Yep.
And then had an awful game at the hazard end to go 5-3, and then ended up closing that set. So it's the same thing. Like
it's just I'm expecting that though from you.
Yeah.
You're you're cruising and you're like, oh, I'm just going to unload this game and win it. And then it's like net, penthouse. Oh, he got a point. Oh, game. Okay. 3-5. Okay. Let me just.
Yeah. And it's still giving him that 3-5 little glimmer of hope is like just stupid really. But I mean, it does happen. You see it a lot.
Happens to everybody. But the whole idea is that if you can, notice it, hopefully in the future, maybe you don't, can fix it. I can't fix it yet. I haven't figured that part out yet. But let me know if you figure out how to. All right, so let's move on to now we're at 2 sets all, 5th set, right? So you guys have just had this match, right? You've been out there for like 2.5 to 3 hours, and basically the guy who's won the set before.